Hello everyone, my name is Russell Wright. I'd like to wish you aloha from the Hawaiian Islands, and I'm speaking for themezoom.com. If you're a ThemeZoom member, you all know me and you know that this is a newscast, kind of informal discussion about topics that are important and related to your SEO and SEM and online marketing business. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the recent changes that Yahoo has gone through. ThemeZoom architect Sue Bell has recently created a blog post which is fantastic, and I've printed it out here. I want to talk to you a little bit about why we have decided to get rid of the .gov or .gov links, and why we've decided to get rid of the .edu links, and how that impacts your business, and more importantly, how to think about PageRank. Most of you already know there's a huge amount of change going on online, and I'm not going to say that it's the end of PageRank completely, but I do have to say that we're going to have to come up with another system that more adequately describes the diversification of ideas and attraction mechanisms that allow a site to rank highly and for reasons that are meaningful to the end user. That's all really happening right now. You'll watch a lot of software companies trying to game the system, develop systems that allow you to get rankings for various reasons by just the sheer size and volume, sheer number and quantity of your inbound links. Sue and I talked a lot about this on my recent trip to the ThemeZoom offices in Phoenix, and the bottom line is that there is a real shift going on in the area of dynamic density or dynamic media density online. And Google, of course, is accounting for all of those changes. It's becoming very obvious now to all the search engine spiders as well as the Google team of PhDs that change the algorithm and allow weight to be allocated to some websites over others, that the sites that are the most valuable to the end user and the most exciting are sites that have a lot of stuff going on. The fact of the matter is, from the point of view of cognitive neuroscience, is that human beings are inclined to be attracted towards a living website, or a website that is active, dynamic, and constantly changing. The human brain likes change, especially change as it relates to a choice. If you have a choice between a website that's static and a website that's dynamic, because the human mind is so distraction oriented, it likes to have a lot of different things going on. That's part of the success of or in some sense, the success of the social media environment, is that it kind of activates the social side of the brain, both good and bad, which we've discussed in other podcasts and in other videos. But what does this really mean as far as inbound linking? At the end of the day, the thing that you need to understand is that PageRank never has really worked in a linear progression. It really works in an order of magnitude, or what ThemeZoom programmer Kelly Reynolds talks about as an exponential. And Sue has also mentioned that in her article. And first thing to understand is that an exponential means that there's not a linear progression. It's not an if-then. If you have 200 inbound links from PageRank 0, PageRank 2 websites, it does not equal necessarily one PageRank 6, or vice versa. I'm coming from my own experience in this, in looking at a very high-end client who was trying to own a keyword that was worth about $25 million a year or more. And in ThemeZoom and in our Kraken technology, we call that a total search market value. That is, how much money roughly would it cost for you to own this position on Google and on the Google networks, as far as the paid networks, over the course of a year. That's a substantially profitable term, and it's also an industrial term. And so industrial meaning a buyer's term. But what I found out, and this is one of the several times that I've actually looked at every single backlink I could find, not just on the Yahoo backlink tool when it was existing in the form that it was, but using other technologies as well. And what I found is that this client was having a difficult time outranking a competitor who had only one PageRank 7 inbound link. it was really interesting too, because this client was very successful and had a multi-million dollar business up and running. And yet the page that was outranking it was purely a technical outranking. There was probably some guy sitting in a basement who was effectively doing that. And what this guy had managed to do was allocate enough energy to either generate or buy or work a deal out with a PageRank 7 site that also had inbound anchor link, text link to his site. And his site was poorly made. It wasn't a $50,000 website like my client's was. So it was really interesting to see an example of that where, you know, a PageRank 7 trumped something like 200 to 300 inbound PageRanks 1s and 2s, and there was even a few 3s in there. My point of getting into this story is that there really wasn't any linear progression. There wasn't any kind of currency that you could create like 500 PageRank 2s equals 1 PageRank 7, or 50 million PageRank 0s will equal 1 PageRank 10, or Google.com. In fact, I suspect that the way that the Google PhDs and programmers are doing it is not only exponential, but also social and also dynamic. I think they're throwing in some wild cards there that disrupts PageRank and our old model of PageRank in its entirety. And I have to tell you, as a ThemeZoom owner and as having my own experience with other clients and my own businesses online, I really suggest that you don't spend money building PageRank with PageRanks 1, 2, 3, and even 4s. What you should be doing instead is spending your time creating novel products and services that attract like minds, that are so innovative and so powerful that you don't have time to spin your wheels getting lost in a technical jungle of artificial PageRank creation. And I'm saying that not only for those of you who have a business to run and are not alpha type technology professionals, but also to those of you who actually know how to do this, who are creating lots of backlinks and systems like that. If you do put your chips on the table anywhere as far as PageRank, I recommend that you do it on items, on links that are PageRank 5 and above, and you do so carefully. And one of the things that Sue has made comment of in her article is that inbound links has several things that impact the value of your ranking strategy. And what she's mentioned is your theme. In other words, match the theme with an inbound link partner. Don't pay for it if you can help it. Connect on a common idea. A PageRank, okay? The PageRank that will affect how your site ranks. More importantly, if that PageRank and that inbound link has your keyword tied to it, it's very, very helpful for creating clusters and themes of clusters. Okay, the link might have anchor text. So one of the things I want to point out is that, and we're going to be talking about this over the next few weeks, Google is moving towards a new type of system. Sue Bell, ThemeZoom architect, and myself in the recent meetings that we've had in Arizona have come up with a new system as well for our memetic systems. And we're calling it memetic weighting. Okay? Memetic is memetic is a pure idea that attracts users rather than that it works by attraction rather than merely promotion. In other words, the economy of time that you have to run your business is better spent creating video and creating unique ideas and hopefully unique products and services that attract so many people based on your unique brand that you don't have to beg for links or spin your wheels creating massive linking systems. I recommend any of you, unless you're incredibly technical and you're the Jerry Wests and the Dave Bullocks and the Sue Bells of the world, that you focus your time on developing products and let those inbound links come to your major sites via attraction. Spend your time talking to your market and communicating through the social media networks, because social media inbound links and video all work in a nested effect. You've got your videos nested now within your social media, and the social media systems are then moving on to Google. And they all work together in a profoundly nested way that leverage your brand and more importantly, your attention energy, or your memetic energy, that is the unique inception into the web that you may or may not have. I don't know if anybody's seen the new movie out called Inception, but it's a great way to think about novelty or new and unique ideas, products, and services. You want to be the first one that provides your customer or your prospect with an impact on multiple mimetic levels. For example, video is more powerful than just merely HTML because you have sight, you have sound, and of course the transcription, you will also have text. Therefore, podcasting is actually one step below a video. It's useful and goes to a different market, but it's only got one carrier stream, one attention stream, which is sound. And of course, you can transcribe your audio into text. So the mimetic impact that you will have on your customer by providing video, and hopefully all of you know the jury is definitely in on this, you're going to succeed far more quickly if you're able to communicate with your audience as if you were communicating with people and not with machines. Google knows this. This is why the Facebook phenomenon and a lot of other phenomenons that are occurring right now are colliding with the old world of building your website to talk to machines. I'm glad that I spent all this time learning how to talk to machines, but I also know that at the end of the day, the web is ultimately trying to move towards a system that is used for humans, not for machines. And this is the source of great debate, conversation between the digital Maoists and the artificial intelligence, or the singularity is near kind of community of people. You know, read the book You Are Not a Gadget by Jaron Lanier, and you'll understand kind of the kludge that we're developing with the web, this kind of collision between human beings and machines. So when it comes to your inbound link system, I'm telling you that your economy of attention needs to be split down to about 10 to 20% as far when it comes to link building, unless you are a highly technical person that has a highly technical staff that is building links. If you're a one-man shop or even a three-man shop, you should knock down your link building strategies, especially your paid link building strategies, down to about 25% and allocate the rest of your attention energy to creating videos and pushing them through TubeMogul, pushing them through YouTube, and cultivating your channel so that you develop real human mimetic rapport with new ideas. In other words, look at your business as an inception. What I mean by that is that Kraken uses total search market value to determine where the money is in the market right now. Total search market value has to do with how much money, it's an estimation of how much value there is already on the web. The web is essentially a copy machine. So how many people out there are buying or successfully advertising for the products and services within your market niche or even within your industry, which is your 100,000 foot view. If you have a new product or service that has never been available before, you need to take that into consideration, and that's called an inception. That means that you're actually going to create a new market or niche. But even if you have a really brand new idea, like some of the people on TED, an example of this new idea is the sixth sense technology. Even if you have a new idea, you need to be aware that it's a new idea. And no matter how new it is, there's some kind of converging market that relates to it that'll be an easy sell or an easy adaptation for your product or service. And that's another reason why Sue and I are creating the new weighting that's not just TSMV, but it's called mimetic weighting, or MW, because that'll be able to tell you how much or how unique or how new or novel and how attractive rather than promotive your product or service will be online. So these are some of the surprises we have coming up for you, and I'll see you on video 2.